So in playoff history, teams only come back from being down 0-2 in a series less than 10% of the time. But the Yankees do it 50% of the time. So you're telling me there's a chance?
Oh my God.
Good morning, Yankees universe, and welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Tuesday, October 7th. Like always, I'm your guy, Hector, joined by the compañeros this morning. I got the lovely Grace Monroe, and I got the fly guy, my guy, the Ace Avenue. Grace and Ace, how we feeling today?
You know, I've been bad, I've been good. Dallas, Texas, Hollywood.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm up.
Was that
I'm up, I'm
Mariah
down.
or I couldn't tell? I closed my eyes for a second.
I'm all over the
Close
place.
your eyes. You think it's Rihanna? You think it's Mariah? Who is it? It's
Oh,
Grace
please,
Monroe, y'all.
you guys. Flattery will get you everywhere. I'm just saying, I'm up, I'm down, I'm left, I'm right, I'm all over the place. How are y'all feeling?
Yeah, about the same. You know, I'll feel a lot better if we end up having a good show on Thursday talking about, hey, we can't wait for Friday, Game 5.
Yeah. No, I'm feeling good. It is a nice Tuesday, October 7th in New York City. It is a brisk 78 degrees down here. I mean, up here in the Big Apple state. But Grace and Ace, I'll be lying to you guys.
Don't start.
If I was to say that I still feel confident about this team. The Yankees have been down 2-0 in the division series before. We came back in 2017. We came back in 2001 to the Seattle Mariners, one of the greatest teams of all time. So I have faith that this team can do it.
Oh, you do have faith?
I have faith.
Oh, I thought you were saying you don't have faith.
That's what I thought.
We've done it before.
We did it before and we can do it again. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, Aaron Judge was on the 2017 team.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is new, but hey, why not? I mean,
Look, it's as simple as this. I love the optimism, Heck, and I want to believe too. But, you know, we got to take it game by game. I can see a path where it can happen. You know, I can sit here and try to talk myself into it, but we're going to need a better performance than we had over this last weekend. And I'm sure we're going to get all into that conversation. But there's a chance.
I want to shout out the chat real quick. Shout out to everybody that's watching us, whether you're watching us on any platform that you're watching us. We're live on TikTok right now for one of the first times live on TikTok, thanks to Restream.
Hey.
So if you guys are on TikTok watching us, appreciate you guys. We got some Blue Jay fans in the building. We got Marty in the building. Marty, how you doing? Have some face, Marty. Let's shout out the rest of the chat that's in the building. Anna Marie, how you doing? My guy Jonathan, Mr. Do Your Job. Wake up. Good morning. We got John, the Beagle Dad, in the building. Our good friend Stephen B. Of course, we have Tina, one of the best moderators on all the interwebs, is our good friend Tina. We got Richie Squires, who says, good morning, everyone. Hopefully, our boys can bounce back and Rondon has a good start tonight. Absolutely, Rich. Theo Nosebleed section is in the building. He says, Rousen needs to change the game plan. Do not be aggressive. I'm tired of pitchers throwing single-digit pitch innings because they swing early in the count. You know what, Nosebleed? You ain't lying. 100%. Anna Marie says, I'm holding out hope. 100%. Nathaniel Crenshaw, the only Dodger fan, and he's a Dodger fan. He's a Seahawk fan.
Mariners sometimes.
Mariners fan as well, 50-50. So shout out to Nathaniel, who is in the chat. Rail Birds is how you doing. Jacob Petruzzi is in the building. Jacob, how you doing? Salute. And of course, our guy Chris Perez, Forever Ghost, is in the building. Chris says, I believe we're going to win today. Judge is going to hit a moonshot, and the other guys are going to start hitting. And I think we could start the conversation right there. Beyonce is overrated. What are you talking about? Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Shout out to Jesse in the building. We got a Toronto Blue Jay fan here. Slow Burner. He says, what's up? It's Elimination Day in the Bronx. And I want to put the pin and focus the conversation first on Aaron Judge. And I was on with Dexter Henry. and Dexter and I had the conversation. When you look at Aaron Judge's batting average, his batting average is better than what he's ever done in the postseason. But the issue with Judge, not the issue, is the fact that you can have amazing MVP seasons. The last memory fans have of you are in the postseason. The lasting memory a fan base has and the last thing they remember is, what do you do in the postseason? That's why everybody loves to bring up that fifth inning against the Dodgers. That's all we heard this year. And Aaron Judge, this season was amazing. You are the MVP over Kyle Riley. If the Yankees go down, you are going to be remembered for this performance in the postseason. There's a lot of chirping online about the Blue Jays doing this, that, and third. That has nothing to do with Aaron Judge messing up a ball in right field, giving them momentum to the Toronto Blue Jays. Aaron Judge, through the regular season, commits no errors. But for some reason, in the past postseasons, this year and last year, you want to pick those times to commit errors. I'm done. Whoever want to take it, you can take it. I got to sip on some agua.
I am not going to sit up here and complain about Aaron Judge. I'm just not going to do it.
Mm.
So, pass. Pass. I mean, I think I am lucky to be able to watch him play baseball. I'm glad he's on my team and not anybody else's team. I love him. No notes. I mean, to me, he is putting a lot of the doubts to rest with this postseason. Unfortunately for him, nobody else, it seems like, is really picking up any slack on offense. People who've been contributing majorly all season have been zeros so far. And I'm talking about Trent Grisham. Ace, I know you want to talk about Trent Grisham today. In the leadoff spot, but anywhere in the lineup, you cannot be a zero like that when you have been someone who has contributed in a major way to the offense all year. I personally am more upset with Cody Bellinger than I am with Aaron Judge. And I know he's had some hits. I know he had a home run. But to me, Cody has been more of a letdown because of my expectations of him. Giancarlo also has not been the Giancarlo that we had expected to see. I know he's injured. I get it. I'm not up here to talk shit about Giancarlo either. I love him. But I don't think this is on Aaron Judge, you know what I mean? Solely. I think there's plenty of blame to go around. And you can't give up 23 runs in 2 games. Like, when that has nothing to do with Aaron Judge. Like, our defense has been good, especially compared to how they've been looking earlier in the year. Like, we've been playing tight baseball. Like, the bullpen. Ace, talk about Trent.
Oh, she's trying to avert the conversation. Yeah, Trent Grisham stinks. Trent Grisham stinks. And
no, let me just say something real quick, right? I wasn't taking that as a shot on Aaron Judge. What I was bringing up is that what hurts Aaron Judge is that the last memory fans have is the postseason. That's what I was bringing up. It wasn't to bring it up to have a shot on Aaron Judge. The reality and the fact is the lasting memory everybody has when it comes to Aaron Judge is his performance in the postseason. So regardless if I don't want to take that as a shot on me trying to come at the captain, but the reality is Aaron Judge is the captain of this team. He should be the straw that stirs the drink. And when you have a bases loaded situation with nobody out during the regular season, you're able to drive in at least 1 run. Striking out in that situation and then getting a double in the next at bat, it shifts momentums. That's a momentum shifter. Right. And I still, like I said, I still think the Yankees can come back. And I'll add on to that point. I want to let Ace go as well. And guys, if you can, double tap that screen if you're on TikTok, hit that follow button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, Ace.
All right. Here's the thing. And multiple things can be true at one time. Aaron Judge can be our best player in the postseason, which he is. 444 is nothing to scoff at. That is a good accomplishment, especially considering that he got the batting title. Great. But you could also say that at the same time, in the same breath, that he's not doing enough. Multiple things can be said. We have yet to see that Aaron Judge game in the playoffs where his fingerprints are all over this game, where we look and say, that was the game Aaron Judge won for us. He's not the reason we're losing, but he's also not the reason we're winning either. And you can say that for a lot of guys from top to bottom. I'm looking at the Trent Grishams of the world. I'm looking at Cody Bellinger. Ben Rice. We were all clamoring for Ben Rice to be in the lineup. He stunk. Giancarlo Stanton, outside of last game, which I'm hoping that Giancarlo Stanton starts to wake up because we need these guys to get it going. But Aaron Judge's hits have also set the table for others who have not come through, because there were situations where he's let off with the hit and he got stranded on base. In the 9th inning versus Boston, big hit, got stranded on base. That you can kind of absolve him for, but we have just yet to really have that game like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. just had against us. That performance when you went out there and said, this man dominated. And like Hector was saying, the lasting memory that people are going to have is him striking out with the bases loaded on a terrible pitch. If it was close, you understand it. You could say, look, Aaron Judge is entitled to bat in a bat at bat, but it just always seems like when it's the biggest moment that he does, I don't know, like, it feels like the moments sometimes are too big for him because like Hector was saying, this is a guy that doesn't make errors in the regular season. And then when the biggest points of the game, in the 5th inning of the World Series, you make a key error, my guy, that opened up the floodgates. This past game, you made an error down the right field line that you usually get, and it sparked the momentum because once they were up 2-0, that was virtually cooked. Like, because the score might seem like it was closer, but the game was definitely an ass kicking. They've been putting belt to ass to us all weekend, and we need guys to go out there and just say, okay, we have to gain momentum. Because like Hector was saying, if you go out there in that bases loaded, nobody out situation, you're down by 2. Let's say you even walk and you keep the line moving, you're down by 1. But instead you strike out. But it's not just on him. The recipe is, if you're going to lose, look, I guarantee you the Yankees lose games where Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge both strike out with the bases loaded in 1 inning.
Yeah.
So it's not just on Aaron Judge, but he is the captain of the New York Yankees. He is number 99. He is the king of New York. He is going to get the most vitriol for the performances that he gets. But like I said, multiple things can be true. I could appreciate him for going out there and hitting 444 with a 1024 OPS. But at the same time, too, I could also say he's not doing enough because like he needs to step up and this team needs to take the next step or we're going home tonight.
There was an article that Brendan Cuddy. I always have a difficulty differentiating between Brandon and Brendan, but Brendan Cuddy from The Athletic, he put out an article, and I want to share this screen with you real quick. Inside a fiery closed door. Is it on the screen? Okay, cool. It's on the screen.
It is.
Inside a fiery closed door meeting, Giancarlo Stanton held, imploring the Yankees to play up to their potential after a brutal stretch in August. Right. This came out, and then yesterday was the open practice for the Yankees. And one thing that I noted when I was there, at the last moment, the Yankees canceled their open practice. They weren't on the field. They were inside. And I tend to believe that Giancarlo Stanton held a players-only meeting. The same way he held a player-only meeting in August, I feel that there was a meeting yesterday with the players. Also, when you look at the Toronto series, this is something that I pointed out when I was on with Dex. The Yankees, we know that the Yankees are big on analytics. Fans can hate it. Fans can love it. It is what it is. The Yankees have a pitch machine inside, uses AI technology. I can't stand AI, but it uses AI technology to mimic a pitcher's stuff, their motion, and the velocity and the movement on their pitches. That rookie that dominated the New York Yankees in Game 2, tip your hat off to him, Trey Verling, or however you pronounce his last name. He got lit up by the Somerset Patriots. You're savage. He got lit up by the Somerset Patriots in the middle of the season. The Yankees did not use that pitch machine after beating Toronto. They went straight on a plane and went up north. I mean, after beating the Red Sox, they got on a plane and went up straight up north. I'm not trying to make excuses, but what I will say is that I can predict that the Yankees will be more prepared going into Game 3 and Game 4.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think the Yankees were feeling themselves, and they were feeling real confident coming off of beating the Red Sox, who let me be very clear. we don't care about the Blue Jays. We really, really, really don't. Okay, let me be very, very clear. We care about the Red Sox, okay? And I was thinking about this over the weekend. The Blue Jays, we are their main character. They hate us, and it's like, oh, okay, well, you're like number 5 on our list, but I mean, I really was sitting there thinking, what order do I hate MLB teams, or what order is the Yankees rivalry? And it's got to be some order of Red Sox, Mets, Astros, Dodgers, Rays before the Blue Jays. Like, we don't care about them. That was our mistake, because we cared about beating the Red Sox a lot. And when we came out of that series, beating them for the first time in the postseason since 2003, I looked at my husband and I said, I hope that we didn't treat that like our World Series, because we were up for those games. We were intense in those games. We did not want to lose in the wild card, but more than that, we did not want to lose to the Red Sox. We were willing to do anything to beat the Red Sox. We hate them, right? I think that there is something possibly to the hangover from the win, underestimating the Blue Jays, underestimating, going to Toronto, not even practicing, you savage, on the trajectory machine, feeling yourself and getting popped in the mouth. That's what happened,
Go ahead, Ace.
If that's the case, then, like I said, people have said, it was going around the stratosphere that they were like, oh, Yankees treated Boston like the World Series. And I refuse to believe it, because, we're the effing Yankees. Like, we're everybody else's World Series. That's what it comes down to. I've never heard that notion. And then all of a sudden, like, people are talking about it as of late, and it makes you believe it a little bit. Like, maybe the Yankees did just say, okay, let's just get out of this first round. If that is the case, which we'll never know, right? We'll know based on the play. Then attitude reflects leadership. You cannot have your players going out there thinking, yo, we're good because we caught a round. And that's what I'm saying. That goes to the top. I'm talking about Howland and Cashman. You can't just have, just fire Aaron Boone, that type of stuff, and put it all on Aaron Boone, because, like, you got to have these guys ready to go. And it just goes to what a lot of us always say as content creators, where the Yankees care more about the bottom line and looking good and getting in the dance, making a couple extra bucks, and then that's it. You can't have that mentality. We got to have the mentality that we're the effing Yankees, and we need to go out there and hang banners up, which we haven't done since 2016. I mean, 2016 years is what I meant to say, 2009. But it's just one of those things where sometimes you just have to tip your cap to the Blue Jays. I was on my stream legit saying, we're better than this team. We're getting our asses kicked, but I still think we're better than this team. I've caught a lot of heat from that the last couple of days, because Blue Jay fans are swarming in. But it's all good, though, because I still think we're better than this team. I look on paper, we have the best player on the planet. We're not coming through in these big situations. We got one of the best postseason hitters of all time in Giancarlo Stanton. Still not coming through. We had the better pitcher. He got his ass kicked. It's as simple as that. They're getting up for this series, and it feels like the Yankees aren't. Game 1, you had such a terrible approach at the plate. Let's be ultra aggressive. Let's swing at everything. And then Game 2 was the exact opposite. We're gonna rein it in a little bit. So what's the game plan? Like, you have to have a good balance of trying to be aggressive while also taking good at bats, because you're killing the momentum. Also, Max Fried, you're getting paid a lot of money. You can't go out there and get shelled like you did. Like, especially when you're going against a rookie, because the momentum for us was there. I could have seen it. I said Game 1 was a must win for the Blue Jays, because then we got the dogs coming up. We got Fried, we got Rodon, and we got that man Killer Cam coming up. So I was like, after game one, I went to bed Saturday night. Like, okay, that was y'all. Because if y'all would have lost to Luis Hill, I thought y'all were getting swept. And then all of a sudden, Max Fried comes out. First thing was flawless, no doubt. So after that, he got shelled. 2 in the second, 3 in the sixth. And then Will Warren came in to help contribute as well with 6 runs, and they would just put belt to our ass. And it's as simple as that. How are these guys going to respond? We're going to be in the Bronx today. The Bronx is going to be a raucous crowd. You got to go out there early today and set the momentum. I am talking about, I need an Aaron Judge first inning 2-run home run. get the crowd on their feet and let them know that we're not going down without an effing fight, for real. Because if you go down meekly like this and you get swept by the Blue Jays who are feeling themselves right now, that's a bad look for you. And you're going to have to and it's going to be a long off season for us.
Can I say something real quick? I wanted to say something about, we were talking about the approach in game one, and I was thinking about this a lot. And my poor husband, y'all, he doesn't even like the Yankees. And I was so upset after game two. I was depressed. Like, I was upset. I left the room. I'm stomping around the house. And my husband goes, whatever you want for dinner, I'll take you wherever you want. We went out and got my favorite restaurant. And like, I'm sitting in the car and I'm thinking, I wish people who think that girls just pretend to like sports could see me right now. Because my husband is consoling me. It's not the other way around. My husband doesn't give a shit about the Yankees. He loves me, but he doesn't give a shit. I am over here in distraught. But anyway, I digress. The approach, I was thinking about it and I'm like, what are we actually doing? Who drew up this game plan? I would like to have a conversation, because the Yankees are not a contact bat team. That's not how we win baseball games in 2025. We hit home runs. Okay. So how do you hit home runs? You work a hitter's count, you get leverage, and then you hunt the fastball and you drive it out of the park. Or you work a walk, which also we're one of the best teams at working walks. Neither one of those things were executed on Monday. I don't know who put this game plan together, but I am fit to be tied over it. Then in the second game, Savage just dominated with his splitter. And everybody's like, oh, lay off the splitter, don't swing. It's like, yeah, it looks like a fastball, bro. It looks like it's easier said than done. It looks like a fastball all the way. Okay. He was dealing. Okay. So to me, you got to tip your hat. Tip your hat to Savage. He had an incredible postseason start. Good for that kid. Like, whatever. No disrespect. Good for that young man. But game one is unacceptable. And I don't want to see that again. Like I said, work the count, get into a hitter's count, find a fastball and drive it. That's your identity. That's what you do better than anyone else in Major League Baseball. And you need to work walks too, because that puts pressure on the pitcher to give the next batter a hitter's count that he can get a ball that he can drive. What are we doing?
I want to shout out the chat real quick, guys. We got over 30 people in the building. If you guys can, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching us on the Tiki Talks, make sure you guys are double tapping that screen, drop a heart me, drop whatever emojis that you guys can when it comes to gifts. Max Fried's start was super disappointing for one reason alone. Coming off of a loss this year, in 16 starts, Max Fried was 11-1 with a 1.82 ERA. That pitcher did not show up against the Blue Jays on Sunday whatsoever. He did not. Luis Hill had nothing for us. I want to point to Sunday's game when Will Warren came in, and I still believe, and I have hope and faith that this team can come back and win the next 3 games in a row. And when they do, I'm going to point to that moment when Will Warren came in, 8 innings, gave up runs, and saved the Yankees bullpen. Because what Will Warren did is he gave Fernando Cruz 2 days off instead of 1. He gave Camilo Duvall 2 days off instead of 1. Tim Hill, David Bednar, Devin Williams, everything. All those pitchers got an extra day's rest because Will Warren came into the game and ate those innings, giving up those runs, embarrassing himself on the mound. Not that many people can do that. I want to take some credit to give Will Warren some credit. So, like I said, I believe that the New York Yankees can come back and win the next 3 games in a row. And when they do, I'm going to point to that moment when Will Warren took it on the chin, ate those innings, gave up those runs, was embarrassed, but he saved the Yankees bullpen and gave his guys an extra day's rest.
Yeah. It's going to come down to we need our starters to perform. Like, we got to get good innings from our starters too, because like the last couple of games, Luis Hill was pulled early. You want to say controversial? I honestly thought Boone overreacted in that situation where he pulled Luis Hill. Like, yeah, Hill gave up 2 runs early and then he kind of gave up a hit to Vlad where Vlad slipped out of the box and hit the ball to right field, and then boom, yanked him real quick. And I was just like, I would have liked to see how that played out instead of going to the bullpen so early. Max Fried obviously didn't give us any length as well, but Will Warren definitely saved the bullpen. But we're going to need guys like Rodon. Starts tonight. Carlos Rodon has to go out there and he has to shove. He has to give us about at least six and 2/3 of a strong performance. But it's not going to be easy because the Blue Jays are a team that you got to pitch the contact against the Blue Jays and hope that the defense and the ball just falls your way, because the Blue Jays are a team that they battle up there, man. They're not going to be looking to strike out. They have 8 to 10 pitch at bats that grind out a pitcher, so you're going to need your bullpen to step up as well. But you have to have a good start from Rodon, and then if it gets to the point tomorrow versus Cam, they've seen Cam a couple times. So what are you gonna pull out that they haven't seen? So the Yankees are gonna have to earn this. Do I believe that they have the ability to come back from this deficit? I do, because I think that this team is built that way. But we have to start getting guys clicking. Giancarlo Stanton, I felt like started to we talked about this before, even in the Red Sox series. I felt like he was just close. Like he was just missing. He hasn't missed, like he hasn't looked overpowered up there. The last two games, last game, big 2 hits. And I'm like, maybe this will start turning Giancarlo Stanton around. But we need guys to start getting on base for them. We need an overall good team effort. And it starts at the top. Grace was talking about it earlier. Trent Grisham can't play anymore. I'm sorry. Like, no. I need one man and one man only to start taking some playing time from Mr. Grisham. And that's as simple as that, man. Like, why not? Because, and here's the thing, we're getting our asses kicked. You telling me you couldn't get Dominguez in that bat or two? Come on, Boone. What do you have to lose at this point? Like, defense be damned. Like, we need a spark, because I can't have Trent Grisham at the top of the order striking out 3 times a game. I can't do it. It's driving me insane. And he's not even close.
Jason Dominguez is the same. So he can save it all.
He can feed families. Let's go. Come on.
He can save us all. I do believe I need to see some Jason Dominguez. I mean, come on. What do you have to lose?
He can't be no worse than Grisham.
I mean, Grisham's at bats have been anemic at best. I mean, he looks like, I don't even know who that is. Is that Trent? Is that Trent up there? That doesn't look like Trent to me. Does it look like Trent to y'all?
And this is why, when having the conversations during the regular season, I'm an advocate for giving him the qualifying offer and letting him go sign with another team. I'm a big advocate for that. But when you look at this lineup, right, Giancarlo Stanton, before the last game he played, was batting under 200. Ben Rice as well, batting under 200. Trent Grisham. So it doesn't matter, right? And we're going to get to the conversations about people online saying that the Blue Jays are cheating. There's no weight into that. There's no proof to any of those accusations, those or speculation. Even if the Blue Jays knew what the Yankee pitchers were throwing, even if the Blue Jays knew what was coming, what does that have to do with Cody Bellinger batting below 200? What does that have to do with Trent Grisham not being the table setter at the start of the lineup? What does that have to do with everybody else in the lineup whose name is not Anthony Volpe not hitting a home run? What does that have to do with it? What does the Blue Jays, knowing what the Yankee pitchers are throwing, have to do with the rest of this lineup not coming through?
Yeah. Because from top to bottom, you're in trouble when Ryan McMahon has been our second best hitter from qualifying batters. Like, Goldie's got a 5.71 ERA, but he hasn't had a lot of at-bats. So it's time to say, like, Goldie's got to play over Rice, even though Rice got 2 hits. Goldie's look better. Rice look bad, especially against left.
Volpe's carrying us.
Volpe's carrying us. It's crazy.
Volpe's our third best hitter. Volpe's our third best hitter.
It's crazy to say that Anthony Volpe is carrying us. Anthony Volpe has a home run. He has more home runs in the postseason than Aaron Judge. That's crazy.
And Giancarlo Stanton combined.
There you go, Ace. Thank you for adding on the cherry on the top.
And that's what I'm saying. We need the big boppers to come through today. Maybe they get sparked in the Bronx, because we're not going to win this series if Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton don't hit home runs. Now, Giancarlo Stanton came close a couple of times, but it's just like, you got to get it done. Before, Hector was saying, before last game, dude, Stanton was batting 091. Like, 1 hit. And that was the double that he almost got thrown out at second on. You know, like guys got to hit. Boone is out here saying, okay, maybe the lineup will be a little different. What can you do differently? Insert Jason Dominguez instead of Trent Grisham. Maybe it sets the table, you know, like, because here's the thing. We're going against Shane Bieber tonight. Shane Bieber has pitched well when he's been in the Blue Jays uniform, but he's not unbeatable. And then you face a bullpen game. And then Friday, it's going to be the same matchup we saw on Sunday. Your Savage versus Fried back in Toronto. All the money's going to be on the table if he even gets to that point. Anything could happen in the game 5. So we just got to get to that point. But realistically, it starts tonight. You Yankees have to come out here and the bats have to get going. The crowd is going to be in full effect, and you got to go out there and you got to handle your business. And I'm looking at Aaron Judge. Look, Grace, like, I'm not trying to dump on Judge. Judge has been our best player. He's the best player in the game, but he needs to have a moment. Like, he needs to have that storybook moment. When you make the DVD reel, you're looking at that moment like this dude just stepped up. Like when Vlad hit that grand slam against us, that was his moment. We need something like that from Judge. Like, just go off in the playoffs, dude. Like, it's your time, kid. Like, that's what I need to see. And Stanton too. And the others need to jump on board as well. But it needs to be a collective effort because we're having too many we're having a bunch of runners on and we can't get them in. Like, it's like with runners in scoring position, they're allergic to hitting the ball when there's bases loaded, nobody out. And it's so infuriating.
Also, too, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is a great player. I think it has to be stated. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is a great baseball player in Major League Baseball. He is a franchise player, the face of that organization in Toronto. He has the weight of an entire country in Canada on his back as being the only MLB team for that nation. He is the only other player that has that type of weight on his shoulder is Shohei Ohtani. I think a lot gets thrown under the rug, or I think Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he gets lost in the conversation when it comes to great players in Major League Baseball. We've been hearing about this young man since he was 12 years old, 13 years old. When I was there for the open practice yesterday, that was my question to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Like, Vlad, we've been hearing about you since you were 12, 13 years old. We're in 2025. Has the ride lived up to the expectations? And he said no, because he wants to win a World Series. Not for him, but for his father, who was never able to get a World Series. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is a great baseball player, and I think people need to start recognizing him as a great baseball player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish he was a Yankee. I remember us talking, was it last year before last on this show about the possibility of maybe trading for Vlad. This was obviously before he was eligible to become a free agent or sign his extension, which he ended up doing with the Blue Jays, which I think is great for baseball. It's great for a star to come up with a team and sign with that team and stay with that team for their whole career. I think that is great. I think it doesn't happen enough. And Toronto has money. God knows they've been trying to give it to everybody. Nobody wants to take it. Vlad actually took it, stayed there, wants to create something special there. He is a special player. It's great for them. It's great for their fans and everything. And I like him as a person too. Yeah. I mean, I know he hates the Yankees, but that's fine. I still think he's a great baseball player and a great guy. And his dad was something special too. So it's a great story. And we need to walk him tonight.
Yeah, every time.
Treat him like they treat Judge. Go ahead, Ace.
Yeah, but then people were like, "Oh, you're scared of Vlad." I mean, give him the Judge treatment.
Yes,
I don't care,
you're
bro.
right.
Yes.
You mean Yordan Alvarez, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who's doing his best Yordan Alvarez impression right now. Yes, we are.
We're scared of Judge. Yo, I'm petrified. Like like, I don't care. I want to win. I don't give a shit. Yeah. Like, I really don't. Like, say what you want. If Yankees end up coming back and holding up a championship, you really think people would be like, well, they walked Vlad? Like, no, I don't care. Whatever strategy you got to do to win at the end of the day, because like, this man is killing us. That was one of the most predictable grand slams you will ever see. Bro, I saw that coming from a mile away. I didn't call it, but I'm sitting here like, this dude is about to put the nail in the coffin. Sure enough, got a meatball down the plate, crushed it. And I'm like, dude, like, and this is what I'm saying. We have to overcome that because the Blue Jays are enjoying kicking the shit out of us.
Oh,
So
they
the
are.
Yankees have to step up. You can see it on their faces. The way they run the bases, they run the bases harder. I saw this dude, Vlad, in the regular season, dive from like 10 feet away to touch home plate, get up and start celebrating. You have to play to the intensity that they're playing. You can't just, and that's what comes from Aaron Boone. You got to get these guys ready to play, dude. Like, because Aaron Boone sits here and preaches, we're the best team in the league. We're fine.
Yep.
You know, we'll get them tomorrow. There might not be a tomorrow if you lose.
Nope.
What are you going to say then? Oh, well, you know, we'll get them next year. Come on, man. Like, this is the time.
Ace, I want to ask you and Grace real quick, because Jerry put it in the chat, but then shout out to Slow Burner also in the chat. The only Blue Jay fan. He's fighting the only fight. One man army in the chat. Shout out to Slow Burner.
He's taking a tour around all. I see.
Oh, he
comes
is.
in
He
my
is.
chat. He's on Jason Studios.
But he's respectful. I appreciate him, man. He's very respectful. Great bait. But this is not the first time he's been here before, so he's not just here to be destroyed. So shout out to Slow Burner. Her, whoever's in the chat. Shout out to you. But he said they said that 7 of those runs were giveaways. I don't put any of the 7 runs that the Yankees scored when you're down 1-13. I don't put I mean the 0 to 12. I don't put no weight into that. Maybe it makes you feel good. Maybe it gives the players some good momentum coming into the Bronx. But if the score was 3-0, 2-0, the Blue Jays are not putting in those relievers that gave up those runs to the Yankees. What's your guys' thoughts on that, real quick?
No, I'm right there with you. Calling the game, I'm looking at it, dude. The approach is different. I don't like to play a speculation game. I really don't, because we don't know what's going to happen. If this could have happened, then this could have happened. No, if the game was closer, they would have brought in their better relievers, and then they would have had better at bats, because when the game was out of hand, you saw the Blue Jays go from 8 to 10 pitch at bats to 1 to 2 because they wanted to get the hell out of there. So it's all speculation at the end of the day. You got to tip your hat to them. I think we're the better team, but they are kicking our ass right now. They are putting belt to it. It's as simple as that. How are the Yankees going to respond? And you got to just tip your cap. If you go out there and lose, there's nothing wrong with. Well, there's some. I feel like we're the better team, but we're getting our butts kicked. But yeah, when it comes out to there, man, like this was like, you know what it was when Cody Bellinger hit that 2-run home run? We were down by, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We were down 12 to nothing when Cody Bellinger hit that 2-run home run. That's Chris Paul hitting the 3 to cut the lead to 50. Yeah, like, that's exactly what that meme is, bro. That's exactly what I said. Like, Chris Paul hits the 3, we're down by 55. Here we go, bang! What does Mark Alvarez do? That shit. But yeah, I mean,
I gotta say real quick, Grace, I'm not sure if your video feed just cut out, because all we see is a black square where you're at. Also, too, guys, if you guys can, let's be respectful in the chat. There's no name calling going on in the chat. If you guys have like drama or beef from another chat, leave that in the other chat. Por favor. Yeah. Wow, that was crazy. Go ahead.
Yeah, for the most part, like, I would say, look, I'll go to bat for Slow Burner. Slow Burner's a good dude. Like, let's keep it respectful, because like, he's not disrespecting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Fans. He's just being a fan. We'd be doing the same stuff if we were. Look, like he came in my chat, you know, and I appreciate him for coming in there. And he came in my chat basically saying, like, you know, this isn't like personal. Da, da, da. I said, dude, this is your team. I'd be doing the same stuff if I was up 12-0. It is what it is. That's fans.
Exactly. But like Anna Marie said, let's be respectful, because one thing that my autism does not like is to see all that going back and forth, name calling in a chat, just because my tism is a little bit special. All right. I don't like that going back and forth. I get dysregulated, and I just think it just brings down the vibes for the show. But what I like to say is that it doesn't matter if you're a Yankee fan or a Blue Jay fan, a White Sox fan, a Red Sox fan. I got fans from every other team that follows me on TikTok. And it doesn't matter if you're a Yankee fan. As long as you're a good if you love baseball conversations, that's just what this is for, just baseball fans. All that extra stuff, we don't need that. You could go on X for that. We don't do that over here. Anywho, back to the conversation. Grace, the lovely Grace Monroe.
I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but anyway.
You know what it was, Grace? You know what it was, Grace? You are just too gorgeous for YouTube.
No,
that's what it is, Grace.
whatever.
Go ahead.
Whatever. I said this last time, and I want to ask y'all for real, like, seriously. If the Yankees go out in this round, is the whole season ruined? Is it that embarrassing? I mean, if we get dominated by the Blue Jays, can you accept the season as it was and be proud of the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let me explain. Last time I sat up here and I said, I just want to be proud of this team at the end of the day. I don't want to go out embarrassing ourselves and making a mockery out of ourselves. I want to be able to look back on this team and be proud because I love this team. Okay. So, how do you think that can happen?
If we get swept?
Do you think if we get swept, could you say, well, the Blue Jays were a better team. They beat us fair and square. We got dominated, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
Or would you be like, I'm embarrassed. I'm mad. Yankees suck. I hate them.
Well, I can answer this real quick. It's both. It's 50-50. On one hand, I'm going to be embarrassed that we got swept by the Toronto Blue Jays. But at the second time, I'm going to take my hat off and I'm going to tip it to them because they were the better team. They were the better team in the postseason. They were the better team during the regular season. Even if this goes 5 games, they win 2 games in Toronto. We're able to win the next 2 games, and we go back to Toronto. Yankee fans can't be sour and be like, "Well, if we had home field advantage, we would have won." But we didn't have home field advantage. They had home field advantage. They beat us during the regular season 9 different times. We had our chances to beat them, and we didn't. Boo-hoo. You got to wait till next year.
Yeah.
They were the better team. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has been preaching, this is the movie. We've been waiting for the movie. I think the movie is finally fucking here, y'all.
So is that better than getting embarrassed in the World Series last year? Like, overall, would you say this year would be better than, if that scenario plays out like what you just said, Heck, than last year?
Oh, man. I think this would be worse because we made it to the World Series last year.
Mm-hmm.
We made it further last year.
Okay, so can I say, for me, I want to be able to hold my head high as a Yankees fan. That's what I want. Last year, the way we lost the World Series, even though we were in the World Series, was humiliating to me.
Yeah.
I felt like I was destroyed. Okay. If we lose, even in the ALDS, to a better team, holding our head high with dignity, playing our game, looking good, that to me will be better than losing, showing your ass in the World Series. So for me, what I need, does that make sense what I'm saying, y'all? Am I getting across?
I respect your opinion on that.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So,
but
yeah. I just want to be able to be proud of my boys and this team at the end of the day. For that to happen, we have to win at least 1 game. We can't get swept. If we get swept, it'll be worse than last year to me. If they fight back, win a game, maybe 2, take it to 5 games, and then we just lose because the Blue Jays have Vlad and Judge is hitting singles, whatever, I'm going to accept it.
Yeah. I still think the World Series stings more because of how it unfolded. Like, that bottom of the 5th will live in Yankee history. Like, people are going to look at this series, if you lose the series, as it's just another Yankee failure. But that bottom of the 5th goes on the moniker, the top echelon of ha Yankee moments, right?
Exactly.
That's worse. That's worse. There's nothing that will top that. At least I hope not. I can't take any more.
Right.
Man. I
That's
really
what I'm
can't.
saying.
I hope nothing gets that. But when it comes to the season as a whole, though, like, would I consider this season a failure? We hold up championships. I can see both sides of it. I can appreciate individual moments. I could appreciate the year that it's given us. It brought all 3 of us together. I can appreciate the things it's done for our channels, us as individuals. But I could also, in the same breath, say the Yankees failed again. It's the same stuff that's happening. Heck and I were talking about it. It's the Yankee calendar. Come March and come February, you're excited for baseball. March, April, May, Yankees get off to a hot start. June and July, the swoon starts. We're one of the worst teams in the league after being one of the best teams in the league. August, September, we start getting hot, sneak into the playoffs. October, win a couple of rounds. We get high hopes. Next thing you know, we flame out. November, we go into depression mode. December and January, Yankees making moves. January comes around, new year. We're excited for baseball because we love it.
Yeah.
February, spring training starts, and it does it all over again. Until
Right.
the Yankees break this cycle that they've been doing for 16 years. It's
That was
just
beautiful, Ace.
appreciate that. But that's what it's been. That's what it's been. Like anything outside of a championship for us as Yankee fans, you can say we're spoiled Yankee fans. People are going to say that all the time, no doubt. We haven't won in 16 years, but we are spoiled at the end of the day. It is for us championship or bust. There is no participation trophies in New York when it comes to that. I can say I enjoyed the moments and I enjoyed throughout the season as always, but I can still say we failed this year, especially if we flame out the way we're playing right now.
I just want to get back to Grace's question when she asked. It was a while. It was a few questions ago. What do the Yankees need in order to come back? Right.
Yep.
In order for the Yankees to come back, we need Aaron Judge to turn into Superman. Remember this bobblehead? That was given out at the stadium? We need Aaron Judge to turn into Superman. And like Ace said, we need Aaron Judge to have stamped. Like the reason why the Yankees won this game, stamp it. It was approved by the judge. Judge is the reason why the Yankees, and he needs to leave his mark on these games, these next 3 games, these next 2, whatever it is. If the Yankees are going to be able to come back, it has to be because Aaron Judge goes off. We've seen Aaron Judge take a week or take 3 games where he hits 4, 5, 6, 7. We need those home runs from Aaron Judge because if not, we're going to have a whole offseason of Met fans saying LOL Yankees, Blue Jay fans, Red Sox fans calling Aaron Judge overpaid, overhyped. He's a bust. And until he proves it in the postseason, he's going to have all those fan bases saying the same thing. Us Yankee fans, we're going to show up and support him. He's a captain. He's our captain. He's our number 99. We know how valuable he is to us. But in order for everybody else to shut the F up about Judge, he needs to prove them wrong in the postseason.
Yeah, I'm not even looking at like he don't got to go out there and hit 5 home runs, dude. If you come through with the bases loaded, you hit a double. It's about momentum, man. Baseball is about maintaining that momentum. Because when you go out there and this isn't just on Aaron Judge. When the Yankees go out there and you strand a bunch of guys on base with the bases loaded, that's momentum. And if they strike, they maintain. If they get momentum, then it's about maintaining momentum. And it's about trying not to let the other team have it back. Like that's what it's about at the end of the day. Do I think this team is capable of winning?
My fault, Ace. Hold on, sorry. Real Bill podcast. I'm not sure if you heard what I said earlier. If you guys have beef in another chat, leave that in another chat. When he came in or when he's been here, he has not called you a name whatsoever. You came in here first calling him a troll. So respectfully, if you can keep that back and forth in another chat, leave that in another chat. What I ask is that people be respectful and in this chat. I did not once see him call you out of your name in this chat. You were the one who came in. I like you in the chat. You could be here. I have no problem. All I'm asking is that you don't violate the terms and services of YouTube. If other people allow you to do that, you can do that in another chat. Ace, my fault. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
You're good.
Again, my tism, because I'm paying attention to this. It's right here on the side. I can see it. My fault, Ace. Go ahead. I guess.
Yeah, no, you're good. People don't realize like you're trying to moderate the chat. We're trying to make this a good place for everybody to be in. He's when Hector came on saying that, he's not targeting one individual. He's saying, can we just all be at peace? That's all it is. Let's just have a good time and have a good conversation. But when it comes to the New York Yankees, do I think they're capable of coming back in this series? I think they do. I think they have the firepower. And it all starts with tonight. We need a good performance from Carlos Rodon. We need good defense. So far, outside of a couple of miscues here and there, Judge with the play, Rice dropped the ball. The Yankees have played clean so far. So we need to continue to do that today, and we need to hit. And it needs to be one of these first inning hits. Aaron Judge leads the league in first inning home runs. We need something like that to spark the team. And the Bronx is going to be booming tonight. We need to go out there, capitalize. And you have to treat this like you did with the Red Sox series last week, right? We've been in elimination before. You go out there, you win 2 games, right? You win 2 games, and then you deal with game 5. It's as simple as that. Are we capable of winning 3 in a row? Absolutely. We got to go out there and handle our business, though. Like, everybody needs to start hitting, have some pinstripe pride, and go out there and give it all you got. And if somehow you do flame out, let's say the Blue Jays just play better than you. All you could do is tip your cap. There's nothing wrong with losing to the better team, just as long as you go out there and you give your best effort. But we have to go out there and handle our business. What
about you, Grace?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I do believe that the Yankees will somehow win tonight. Beyond that, I don't know what will happen or what I think will happen. I can't believe we're going to allow ourselves to get swept. This is crazy. Unfortunately, you can play the game where you go back in time. You shouldn't have pulled this guy. You should have put this guy in. They're stealing signs, which is totally legal, by the way, unless you can prove that they're using a camera or using trash cans or whatever. It is totally legal to read the picture and pass along signs. Yankees do it all the time. And payback is a real bitch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it? So, yeah, I mean, last time Cam Schlittler made a start versus the Blue Jays, he got rocked. And in his post-game comments, he said, yeah, they knew what I was throwing. He straight out said it. This was weeks ago. He said, yeah, they knew the pitches before I threw them. So I was tipping. And Weaver has hinted at it, and Fried has hinted at it, and everybody has hinted at this. But guess what? If they're doing it legally, it's legal, and we have to adjust and go forward. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know what to say.
At the end of the day, it's the end of the day. I hate one of those phrases. I hate that phrase, at the end of the day. But guys, if you guys can, we got over 40 people in the building. If you guys can, double tap that screen, hit that like button, hit that follow button. If you're watching us on the Tiki Tac, keep on tapping. We are almost at 2,000 likes on TikTok. So we appreciate everybody who's watching us. Hit that follow button. We are here. The New York Yankees are getting ready for Game 3 versus the Toronto Blue Jays, the American League Division Series. They are trying to avoid a sweep. Now, Buster Only put a tweet out because Buster Only, he knows how to get engagement. He knows how to stir up Yankee fans. So I want to bring this up. I want to ask your guys' thoughts on this. So Buster Only, he said, in George Steinbrenner's time as owner of the Yankees, he fostered the Steinbrenner doctrine. If you don't win a World Series, your season is a complete failure. Generations of Yankee fans believe that. One who apparently does not subscribe to the Steinbrenner doctrine is Hal Steinbrenner, current owner of the team. He has a more nuanced view of success. What's your guys' thought on Buster Only trying to stir the drink?
Go ahead, Grace.
Well, it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier, where at the end of the I'm a fan. I'm not the owner of the team. Okay. I have absolutely, as much as I'd like to believe that I do, I have zero control over the Yankees, over how they play, over what they think, over how they feel. They don't know who I am, and they don't give a shit. Okay. So let me say, I'm just a fan sitting in my house in Texas watching the games. Okay. I spent another year of my life, which I only have a certain amount of years on this planet. And I spent yet another year of my life watching this team. At the end of the year of my life that I've invested, do I look back and say I wasted an entire year of my life watching this team because they didn't win the World Series? No, I don't. Because I enjoy the 162. I enjoy being a Yankees fan. I enjoy getting to know the team, even though they don't know who I am. I that sounds crazy, but you know what I mean. I enjoy my team, the players, learning about them, like following their families, seeing, like, it's entertainment. It's entertainment for me that I choose to ascribe to. Okay. Do I want to win a World Series? Of course. Is that the ultimate goal? Yes. Am I disappointed when they don't win? Absolutely. Okay. But is my year of my life that I've invested in this team wasted? No, I don't feel that way. But I'm not the owner of the team. Okay. And that's how I feel.
Yeah. Heck, I want to hear your thoughts before I give mine.
No, you could go first. I'm interested to hear your thoughts because you're somebody that you call these games every day. You're doing your watch along. You got your check. So I want to know what my guy Ace is saying before I go off.
Bro, I invest a lot of time in this team. I'm not getting paid by the Yankees to invest my time. I fucking love this team. Excuse my language. This team was my first love. It's as simple as that. Baseball was always been my first love. Being a kid from the Bronx, I've always been a Yankee fan. I love this team with my heart and soul. But there are times that they take it out of me, man. Like they really do. Like, and I am on every single pitch. I am a true fan of this team. And that's what George Steinbrenner was. George Steinbrenner was a fan of this team. He did not settle for less than greatness. He didn't care about the money. He didn't care about the bottom line. At the end of the day, it was about putting championships. If we failed, and even the captain, Derek Jeter, would tell you the same thing. The Yankees go every year is to win. And we follow the captain. Number 2, respect with a 2, right? That's what we do. The Yankees, when it comes, have lost that sighting, right? Let's date back. Hal Steinbrenner wasn't supposed to take over. George Steinbrenner did not want Hal and Hank and them to take over. He wanted the son-in-law to take over because he figured the son-in-law would carry that same energy when it comes to winning, that same passion. Hal is a businessman, and that's what he treats the Yankees like. To an extent, that's correct. The Yankees are a business. One of the most lucrative teams in all of sports, all throughout the world. This right here, this hat costs $40. Heck, yours too. We invest in this team because we love it. The money line, it looks good.
This is free. This is free. I ain't pay for this.
Okay, well, there you go. There you go. But yeah. But I pay $40. Like I invest in this team. It's how looks at the bottom line. Like I could agree if you're running the Yankees like a business, I understand there are other ways to be successful, but this isn't just a business, dude. Like part of being a fan is short for fanatic. We're fanatics over this team. That's how much it is at the end of the day. Like, and to see this team lose year after year after year for 16 years beats it out of you. Look, you want to talk about from a business standpoint, winning is the ultimate business. You want to put patches and stuff all on the Yankees stuff. And just imagine how much money you made last year. Just imagine how much you make if you won it, right? If you decided to do that, then it takes the brand to a whole nother level. Like that's what it looks like from a business perspective. But the Yankees look at the bottom line. They get in every year. Hal looks at it like it's a success. We don't see Hal Steinbrenner unless it's the kiss of certain somebody's ass. We haven't seen him at all this year. So it's like he is not out in front like that. And until it gets to that point, I don't think the Yankees will go over the top. You have to change things from the top. You have to want to win. You have to go out there and say from a systemic part, from top to bottom, this whole thing has to change. And Hal has to look at this like, I got to be better too. I got to want to win. And it's as simple as that. Like, until then, it's going to be difficult.
I want to say shout out to Anna Marie, who says, my first love was Tommy, the Green Ranger. Shout out to you, because that was my first love also. That's a great first love, también. I want to shout out the chat. We are sitting at 58 minutes. We're about to rock out for an hour. We'll probably rock out to like 12:45 before we cut the show, because I got to get ready to head to the stadium because I got to be there by 3 o'clock. So make sure you guys are following on all platforms. Make sure you guys hit that follow button. In the description of this video, Ace's channel. Make sure you guys subscribe. Watch him later on tonight. The TikTok. Make sure you follow Ace, Grace, myself on Twitter. All of our social media is down below. And I've been watching anime for the past weekend, specifically One Piece. And you know the theme of One Piece is always coming back, or the little dog being able to beat the big dog, right? And we know for years that the New York Yankees, they've been the evil empire. The New York Yankees have been the evil empire of Major League Baseball. Slow Burner said it in the chat. Everybody hates the New York Yankees. The Yankees are the villains. Now you got the Blue Jays, the little engine that could. The manager Snyder, his relationship to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Bo Bichette, it goes back to when they were in the minor leagues together. He was Vladimir Guerrero's minor league manager in Double-A. They've known each other for years, since he was a teenager. Snyder has been with the Blue Jays for years and years and years. So this Blue Jays team that we're seeing, I don't want Yankee fans just to be like, well, it's the Blue Jays, we should just walk over them. No, you got to respect the team that you're facing. I'm tired of hearing Yankee fans or just the narrative that everybody needs to lay down to the Yankees. If they're a better team, they're a better team. I don't think they're a better team. On paper, we definitely have the better team. We just need our guys to show up. And it starts with 99 and it trickles down to everybody else. To your point earlier, Ace, that you brought up about Paul Goldschmidt, if Ben Rice is struggling, why not have Paul Goldschmidt in there, right? Why not try to just think outside the box, get creative? But one thing that we can all agree is that I don't put this solely on Boone. This is a front office issue, right? It goes to the analytics. That lineup construction, Aaron Boone is that great. Aaron Boone is like not sitting there like, you know what, Grace? I'm going to come up with the worst lineup that every Yankee fan is going to hate me about just because I hate the Yankee fans and I hate everybody that talks about me. No, he's saying this the analytics that are feeding him the numbers that's saying you have to bat these guys 1, 2, and whatever. So I don't blame it solely on Boone. What about you guys?
No, I don't blame it solely on Boone. I blame the players at the end of the day. I mean, I'm watching the games. Yeah, Boone's made a few mistakes, but so have the other managers. So have, you know what I mean? Like, look at the Phillies. They're down. They've lost 2 games to the Dodgers. Do you hear anybody over there screaming and yelling and blaming their manager for everything, blaming Bryce Harper for not stepping up, Kyle Schwarber, whatever? Like, you know what I mean? Like people are online saying the Phillies are the National League Yankees. So
shout out to Sarge in the chat. It says Yankees in 6. Well, if there was 6 games,
he's trying to say we got no chance. That's what it is. It's hard to pinpoint just one thing as a problem, right? Because you can't just point the finger and say this is the reason why we're losing. Because on a night-to-night basis, it is a case-by-case basis. It's a whole organizational thing. It's not how being hands off. It's Cashman. Even though for me, it's hard to put much hate towards Cashman this year because pivoting from coming off the World Series, and we know he who should not be named that left that recently took pictures in Cancun. Enjoy your all season, my guy. I thought we pivoted right. I have loved every move that Cashman's made. Bellinger, I want to bring back. Goldie was a great signing considering how much he got paid. You know what I'm saying? Like the moves that Max Fried, great addition at the end of the day. Despite what happened on Sunday, great addition. The trade deadline, I thought on paper knocked it out of the park. You got, Camilo Duvall, who I think needs to pitch more. I think he looked very good this weekend. Bednard, our future closer, absolute dog. Jose Caballero, like we talked about, Grace said it all season long. Get Anthony Volpe some help. The Yankees did that in Jose Caballero. So it's hard if the Yankees flame out. There it is. What a beautiful view, by the way. That's so pretty.
Yeah, you're so petty, bro.
What a beautiful view, by the way.
Yeah, right. But it's hard. It's gonna if the Yankees flame out, it's gonna be hard for me to throw vitriol towards Cashman because I feel like Cashman did his job, right? So I am looking at Aaron Boone because you have the pieces in place. Like it's a big thing. Like the analytic department, like Heck was saying. I say it all the time. If the Yankees had an analytic department for how bad our analytic department is, maybe they'd listen and change things up. Because they care about the numbers, right? So somebody make the analytics on how bad it is. But that's what it ultimately comes down to. The players too, because they're not up there Boone isn't up there striking out 10 times a game.
No.
Some things you can't put on him, but you have to be able to put your players in positions to succeed. I always said that the Yankees are going to have to win in spite of Aaron Boone because Aaron Boone, I'm sure, is a good guy. The reason why I want him fired is because, or I just want to change. I'm not going to even say fired. If they decided to part ways, amicably, I'm okay because I just want a fresh face in the organization. That's all I want. I want to change things up, and I think this organization needs a shakeup. But I think Cashman made the right moves. Boone at times have kind of let us down. The season is just been it's hard to pinpoint one thing because Devin Williams had his struggles that if you say we would have won one game here or there, we would have won. Anthony Volpe left the small country on base. Like Devin Williams, Luke Weaver's stunk. All the punt lineups we put out there, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all a problem.
Right.
It's not just one thing.
It's not just one thing.
It's a culmination of things. It's a trickle effect. It's like if you had a bottle of water, right, that's empty, a cup of water. This is something that my mom used to reference. He's like, you have a cup of water, you leave the water there, drop drop. One bad thing is a little drop. After a while, the cup is going to overflow. And that's the issue that has been going on with the New York Yankees for the past few years. It's been drops, and now we're at a point that it's overflowing the cup, and now you got water spilling all over the place. Alex Rodriguez was on with BT, Brandon Tinney for WFAN. I have a clip of the video. I'm going to play it real quick, and I want to get your thoughts afterwards. And shout out to my girlfriend for making me some chicken nuggies.
The heat that Boone gets, like, to me, show me, and it might be this series, quite frankly.
You know, it's crazy. They're literally Donald chicken nuggies.
The heat that
Bro, those are the
gets,
best.
like, to me, show me, and it might be this series, quite frankly, but show me the series that Aaron Boone has lost that he was supposed to win, where he was favored. I don't think there's many of those series.
To me, the shift has been when Joe Torre and Lou Piniella were the managers, they had all the power. That has shifted up to the front offices. So for me, who I want to listen to after the games is not necessarily Boone, because he's not making all the decisions. I want to listen to Mike Fishman and Cashman and who's making these decisions and help the fans understand why we're doing the things. The why has to be explained. And I just feel that Boone is a mouthpiece, and he's a wonderful manager, and I don't think he should be fired. I think he has an incredible future, but he's been dealt a very, very tough hand.
Yeah.
And he has to answer for front office decisions that he's not making.
Yes.
I actually think Boone's very good.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't listen to that. I was going into this raw. I was not expecting that from Alex Rodriguez.
So let me say something real quick. I don't know if y'all gamble at all, or if you've ever been to a casino, or if you've ever,
Oh, I frequent Empire City Casino in Yonkers. I frequent that a lot. I like the slot games. There you go.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so when you're gambling or when you're doing fantasy football, when you're doing anything like this, okay, you can look at statistics, okay, and they are a useful tool to help you know over a large sample size, okay, this is the key, a large sample size, what is going to flesh out at the end of this large sample size? Well, the statistics tell you that, you should put your money on red or black, because over a large sample size, you're going to come out like 50-50, whatever. These are the odds of this bet, okay? But where they don't work, where analytics, where statistics, where all this doesn't work, small sample sizes. What is the small sample size? The postseason. What is a small sample size? A 5-game series, a 3-game series, a 7-game series. You can have as much analytics as you want telling you, hey, Trent Grisham needs to bat leadoff, okay? Trent Grisham needs to bat leadoff. And over 162 games, that could flesh out to be a great move, because you're going to have some ups, some downs, some middle, but over the 162 sample, you're going to be right. But when you're not going to be right is a 3-game or 5-game series where variables happen and you don't have enough time to wait for that result to flesh out over a long sample. You don't have a long sample. So your analytics get you in the postseason. Okay, we've seen it ever since analytics took over the New York Yankees. That's all we've seen. Over the season, they work. I think we can say over the season they work. No matter who gets injured, no matter what other teams do, over the 162, we've had success implementing analytics in our team. But in the postseason, shit doesn't work. It's broken and it doesn't work. They have to adjust.
I have breaking news, right? Just came in right now. I got video footage from the Bellagio Hotel Casino of Grace Monroe after being caught counting.
Seatbelt sign. But is it against the law? Seatbelt sign is on. But is it against the law? But is it against the law? It's on. Seatbelt sign is on.
Do you guys understand what I'm saying?
No, I understand. No. I get exactly what you're saying, and this is why something that that having a conversation with Roger Clemens at Old Timers Day, he brought this up during the press conference, talking about, he was like, back in his day, he was like, we had analytics to a degree. He was like, we had books with tendencies, and this is what this pitchers throw, and this counted. We had that, Back in the day, they used to call Joe Girardi Binder Joe. Carlos Delgado used to walk around with a binder with every different pitcher and stuff like that. So that is not something new in Major League Baseball. The issue is you don't have the right people in place to take that data, relay that information to the players so they could put it in practice on the field. I've been saying it for the past, I think, over a year, over the past 2 seasons. If you don't have the right coaches in play, if you don't have the right people in the front office taking that data, relaying that information to the coaches, if you have people that are in the front office, in the analytic department that never step foot on a baseball diamond, they need to have some type of knowledge of baseball, some relationship of baseball, so they can know, hey, this information that's coming out, go and talk to your infield coach, go and talk with the hitting coach. How can we replicate and give this information to the athlete so they can best use it on the field? If not, you're just wasting money by hiring people and just putting them in a position to just waste money.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The philosophy is flawed. It's never going to work in a short sample size. Okay, if I have a coin, one side is heads, one side is tails. You and I, Ace, we both know there's a 50-50 shot. If I flip it up in the air, it's going to be heads. 50-50, it's going to be tails, right? Those are the odds. If I flip the coin 3 times and it's heads every time, you're like, oh my God, these statistics are skewed. If I flip it 100 times, it's probably going to even out a lot more. You're going to have a lot more of an even result. This is what I'm saying. Statistics are never going to work in a small sample size, which is the postseason. Ask the Rays.
Yeah. When it comes to analytics, right? Analytics are a bunch of dumb data from past performances to determine tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It should be used as a tool and not the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
You should use it or a crutch. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or a crutch. Sorry.
Yeah,
Ace,
yeah. No, you're good. Yeah, no, I agree. Like, it should be that. You should use it to help you out. It shouldn't be an everyday thing because the Yankees use it from top to bottom. They use it how they're hitting, how they're doing roster construction, even defensive alignment. You see all the time that, okay, I'm going to look at the data. This says if I pitch this pitch to this guy off of the one time that he faced him 2 years ago, that he's going to hit it here. But then all of a sudden he hits it somewhere else. And because you're not positioned right, you're not in a position to field the ball, right? At the end of the day, you need to use analytics as a tool, but you got to have a gut for the game. That's what I feel like Aaron Boone doesn't have. So what A-Rod was saying, Aaron Boone, I'm sure, is a good guy. He comes from a big baseball family. But I sometimes just don't think sometimes I think the game is bigger than him because he's overthinking it. But I think the Yankees are overthinking it because Boone is handcuffed. Like, he put it a very nice way. Boone is a mouthpiece. A lot of us said Boone is a puppet. It's as simple as that. Like, Boone is a figurehead for the New York Yankees, for people to look at you and say, he is the problem, but when realistically, he's relaying it. But as Aaron Boone, if I'm going to fail, I'm going to go down how I want to go down because y'all making me look bad out here. You're leaving me out to dry. Like we were saying, the Yankees are leaving Volpe out to dry. Like, help Aaron Boone to stop looking so terrible. And some of the decisions are already preordained. Like, you could tell the Yankees in certain situations, like, okay, I'm going to use this pitcher in this lane. But Cam is cooking. Let him stay out there. Like, analytics do not determine heart and soul. They don't determine I'm going up here and I'm going to beat you. They don't determine that. There's no way to determine clutch. But the Yankees will die by it. And that's the problem. I need A-Rod as my manager. I'm sorry. That's what I need. I need Alex Rodriguez as my manager because I don't think he has a good gut for the game, and I don't think he'll take that shit. I'm sorry. I think A-Rod nailed that take.
Last thing I wanna point to. There was a lot of speculation and rumors. We're gonna touch on this real quick, make it real short and simple. When it comes to the Blue Jays and what they're doing at home, when it comes to like cheating, quote unquote, allegedly, there's no proof to it. All it is speculation and correlation, right? Speculation and correlation does not equal facts. Just because George Springer is on the Blue Jays and he was on the Astros when they got caught cheating with the garbage can, just because he's on the Toronto Blue Jays does not mean the entire Blue Jays Toronto Blue Jays team is cheating. That's just a speculation and causation. Just because he's with the Blue Jays does not mean the Blue Jays are cheating. And people want to point to their home and road splits. Okay, we can do that. Let's point to their home and road splits. The Toronto Blue Jays at home, 54-27. On the road, 1 game under 500 at 40-41. If the Blue Jays are cheating, are the Phillies cheating as well? Because the Phillies are just 1 game over 500 on the road, but they have more wins at home than the Blue Jays do. Are the Phillies cheating? Are the Dodgers cheating as well? Because the Dodgers are 52-29, 41-40 on the road. So unless there's proof, I got phone calls from people. I got people that I respect closely and stuff like that. I'm not going to run with a story. I'm not going to run with anything unless there's some concrete proof. I need to see something from it. As somebody who views himself as a content creator, views himself as a member of as a journalist, because I write articles with Latino sports, I like to uphold journalistic integrity. I'm not going to run with a story off of just speculation and off of hearsay. That's just me personally. What about y'all?
Yeah.
First thing I want to say is there's a difference between stealing signs and cheating. So let's be very clear. Stealing signs is legal. And like I said earlier in the show, Yankees do it all the time.
All the time.
And there's a difference between stealing signs legally and cheating. Okay? So let's be very clear about that. First of all. Second of all, I don't know what's going on, but let me ask you this. And I'm not trying to start anything. Maybe I am. But let me ask you this. After the Astros were caught cheating in the World Series, they didn't have to give back the trophy. They didn't have any players suspended. They didn't vacate Altuve's MVP. They didn't have to give their rings back. They didn't have to cancel their parade. They didn't have to do anything. Nothing happened to them except they were fined $5 million, a first-round pick, and their manager was suspended for a year. And then he came right back, got a job, and was in the postseason the next year. So let me ask you this. What's to stop any other team from cheating? If that is the penalty, what is to discourage any other team from cheating? Because in my opinion, it's nothing. $5 million is nothing to a Major League Baseball franchise that just won the World Series. They don't care. And nothing happened. So why would another team not be incentivized to cheat? I'm dead ass serious.
Yeah. My thoughts on this is when it comes to home teams versus road teams, good teams always play better at home, right? You're laying in your own bed. You're not traveling, especially when you have a home stand, you're with your family, your mind is a little more at ease. So good teams always do play better at home than they do on the road. When it comes to this cheating speculation, which is now starting to gain wings and take off, to me, it doesn't matter. Because in the grand scheme of things, like Grace has said, they're not going to penalize anybody anyway, even if it does get found right. But my thinking is this. And Heck and I discussed this. If they found out tomorrow that this happened, the Yankees get eliminated, right? They found out the Blue Jays were cheating, right? It does nothing for us as Yankee fans except add more to the if they do, it's hot. If they Yankee fans got cheated. Or it's on the flip side, boo-hoo, Yankee fans are crying. I'm gonna choose not to subscribe to that notion because at the end of the day, we're not hitting. I'm looking at the games with my own eyes.
Thank you.
Them knowing what pitches are coming has nothing to do with us stranding the bases loaded, Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton striking out. That has nothing to do with the bad decisions of keep putting Luke Weaver in, because I guarantee they don't need to cheat against Luke Weaver. He just flat out stinks. But either way, it's a lose-lose situation for us. If we're getting cheated, they're just gonna be like, ha ha Yankees. If we're not, they're gonna be like, boo hoo Yankees.
Yeah, exactly. And what did I text y'all before they pulled Max Fried, before he gave up all the runs? What did I text y'all in our group chat?
You text us that the Blue Jays were hacking the Wi-Fi on the pitch comm, and that's how they know what pitch is coming. That's what you. No, I'm joking.
I said, I text y'all and I said, Fried doesn't have his curveball working.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fried doesn't have his
obvious.
curveball
That was
working.
very obvious.
Mm-hmm.
It is a problem. And that's his nastiest pitch. That's his swing and miss pitch. That's his put away. I mean, that is his bread. And he's got a great curveball when he's got it, but he didn't have it. Let's be honest with ourselves.
When
Luke Weaver doesn't look like Luke Weaver.
Look, Anna Marie said we adopted Grace a long time ago. She's a New Yorker for sure, absolutely. And I put 100 dead ass on that one.
But when it comes to this, man, it's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things, because if they cheated, they're not going to get penalized for it, and it's just going to be one more way for the league and the Yankee haters alive for the Yankees. Like, y'all keep getting cheated, like. Or if they don't, they never find out. Now it just looks like we're crybabies at the end of the day. Like, oh, y'all can't win, so now y'all got to say they cheated. But here's the thing. If we go out there and they smack us tonight, you can't blame the cheating for that, because we just didn't perform. It's as simple as that. But, yeah, we got to see what happens.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like Eddie said, she's a certified New Yorker. She used dead ass in her sentence. 100%, Eddie. 100%. But no, last thing before we get ready to wrap things up is, like Ace said, and I said it earlier in the show, even if the Blue Jays are cheating, are hacking, and they know every pitch that is coming, what does that have to do with Giancarlo Stanton barely hitting over 100? What does that have to do with Cody Bellinger, Ben Rice, Aaron Judge booting a play in right field? What does the Blue Jays cheating have to do with that? Nothing. You guys are grasping for straws instead of just accepting the reality that the Blue Jays may be a better team than the New York Yankees in these first two games. They definitely showed us when you look at the box score. Now we're back in the Bronx. Now we got our home cooking. Let's see what happens. And shout out to the Yankees people that be cooking at Yankee Stadium. They made us some stadium.
Yeah, your mic cut out heck at the end there. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna see tonight. We're gonna see tonight. It's time to put up or shut up, whatever you want to say, whatever catchphrase you want to use. I mean, it's all on the line tonight, and we're gonna see. We got Carlos Rodon on the mound. We're in a situation that we want. Like, we got a guy on the mound that we want there tonight. So we're gonna see what they do.
Desiree Conrad. It's been a minute.
All right in front of us.
It's all right in front of us, y'all. The lane's right here. We have the perfect lane for the perfect comeback. For the perfect comeback, we have the perfect lane if there's anyone.
Hey, you want to make history, you got to do historic things. As simple as that. Like, go out there and handle your business. Aaron Judge, I'm looking at you, 9-9. We need you, kid. We need you. Come on, Cap.
And play Jason Dominguez.
Wait. Play who, Grace?
Jason Dominguez. Put my boy in the game. I don't care if it's the 7th, 8th, 9th inning. I want to see my boy in the game tonight.
First off, I was trying to send this to you. It wasn't sending. It wasn't sending for some reason from my phone. But Jason Dominguez was taking ground balls at third base yesterday during batting practice with Ahmed Rosario. And I was trying to send it to you because, not for nothing, Jason Dominguez looked really good taking ground balls at third base. Hold on. I'm trying to download it so I could show you real quick. It's the fun because immediately I was like, Grace is gonna lose her shit when she sees this. I was like, Grace is gonna lose her shit when she sees this. Guys, it's airdropping from my phone to my laptop. Give me 1 segundo. I apologize. Okay, I have it here. Where is it?
In the meantime, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe on the way out. We appreciate you guys. Channel memberships are also available. Let's go.
Yes, I forgot to drop that. Sorry. I appreciate you, Ace, for dropping that. Yes, join the channel membership tab. You guys can go right into the YouTube channel and you will see it. Here it is. So that, yeah, hold on.
On my end.
I don't see anything except black.
Wait, is blacked out on your end?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Never mind. Sorry, y'all. We'll show it on the next show. I don't know why it's acting up. My apology.
Can I tell everyone? Can I tell everyone what you sent me, Heck?
Yes, go ahead.
Can I tell? Okay, is everybody listening? Is everybody listening, you guys? I need you to listen, okay? If you're here in the chat and you like our show, you're going to know how much this means, okay? I have to tell you what Hector sent me after the last game versus the Red Sox, okay? The boys are celebrating. I am elated. I've decided to go to bed. I'm laying in bed. I'm watching the Yes feed on my phone, all the champagne that they're spraying on each other. We beat the Red Sox first time in so many years, and we're celebrating it. I'm on cloud 9 already, okay? So let me just set the stage. And I get a text message from Hector. And I look at my phone and I'm like, it's a video. And the video is Jason Dominguez. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Jason Dominguez. Like, let me play the video. So I hit play and he's talking to a reporter and Hector is kind of standing off to the side. And then you hear Hector say, Jason, I'm with Latino Sports and can I, say something to you real quick, whatever. Jason comes over, Hector hands him the microphone. And Jason takes the microphone and he's talking and he's like, hi, thanks for watching, blah, blah. And then Hector, at the end of his interview, he goes, hey, Jason, I have a friend named Grace. Can you just say hi, Grace? And Jason Dominguez goes, hi, Grace, how are you? And I'm like, I watched this video and I was like, oh my, and I'm sitting in bed and I am like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That's all I kept saying. I said it for like a minute straight. My husband's like, what's going on? The whole video was in Spanish, so I had to like translate it to my husband because he took German in school and I took Spanish. So I'm like translating it to my husband and I'm like, he just said, hi, how are you? To me. He said, hi, Grace, how are you? I replayed it like 10 times. I sent it to my mom. I sent it to my mother-in-law. I'm like, look, Jason Dominguez. I mean, even now I have goosebumps just thinking about it. It was so amazing. You guys, y'all know how much I love Jason Dominguez and how much that meant to me. And I texted Hector and I said, well, I guess I'm dying in my sleep tonight because I've officially peaked. I was like, my life can't get any better than this.
Now you gotta meet him.
Yeah.
So this is the video he's talking about. He was talking to this lady named Raquel, who is real amazing. Raquel Infante.
Jason, saludos. Si tú puedes, los fanáticos latinos aquí. Si tú puedes, un mensaje.
No, a todos mis fanáticos latinos de aquí, de Nueva York y del mundo entero, que sigan apoyando a nosotros, su equipo, que estamos en un camino y vamos a seguir ganando, Dios mediante.
Jason, yo tengo una amiga que llama Grace. Dice, hola Grace, porfa.
Hola Grace, ¿cómo estás?
W's in the chat for Heck, man. Heck coming through.
I had to. Grace. I had to, Grace. I sent
it to my sister. My sister doesn't even like baseball at all, but she knows that I do. And she said, that was so nice. He didn't have to do that. Talking about you, Hector.
Yeah.
That was so nice. And I was like, yeah, I mean, we're really good friends.
Grace, I've been trying this whole, I've been trying while I'm on the field. Jason does not make himself available whatsoever. He is in and out. Like, he doesn't stop for the media. He hardly makes himself available. At the beginning of the season, he did, but then he went away from it. And like I said, since Caballero and Ahmed Rosario, he's opened up in a new. I saw him on the field celebrate. I had to. I saw my chance. I was like, this is the moment I'm gonna get Jason. I got Jason. I got Oswaldo. I got Fernando Cruz, Carlos Rodon. It was amazing to be able to have that moment on the field with those players. And Grace, you're my bestie. You're my best friend.
Love you.
I love you.
Love you.
And if I'm able to do this, same thing with you, Ace. If I'm able to share these moments with you guys been with me since I started as a content creator. I'm here with this opportunity with Latino Sports. You guys are here for the ride with me, and I appreciate you guys. Ace, Grace, everybody's in the chat. Love you guys.
I love you, Hector, and that
Love
was
you guys, too.
amazing. And I will always have this moment. I swear, Ace, you need to cut the part where Jason says, "Hola, Grace, ¿cómo está?" And just keep that. And every time I bring up Jason Dominguez, it needs to be Jason Dominguez. Hola, Grace, ¿cómo está? Okay, that's what I need. That's what I need. Okay, that's what I need. And
That's gonna be
I
her
love
text
you,
tone.
Jason. Jason,
Yes.
I love you. I'm always repping you. Thanks for saying hi.
Yes. I want to shout out the chat before we get ready to wrap things up. Desiree Conrad, it's been a minute. I hope all is well with you. I know you're down in Florida. I know there's a heat wave down there, so be careful. Jason Custodio, my man Custodio in the building. I appreciate you. Big time Jerry was in the building. Our friend Tina, Anna Marie LeBure, I appreciate you. Shout out to D's channel. My guy Stephen B, I appreciate you. Everybody who is in the building. Morgan, my good friend Morgan is in the building. Morgan, I hope all is well. Let's get that rally going tonight. John, the Beagle Dad, Norman Soto from PR. I appreciate all of you guys. If you guys can, Theo Nosebleed section as well. I'm trying to find them. I think he must have left, but shout out to Theo Nosebleed section. 80 Snaps was in the building. I appreciate you guys as well. Shout out to Slow Burner and the Real Bill podcast, Real Bill P as well. Appreciate you guys for being in the chat. But until next time, I'm Hector.
I'm Grace Monroe.
Yours truly, the Ace.
And this is the Yankees
Morning Brew.
And we'll be back next Thursday, hopefully celebrating something good. If not, till next time, you beautiful people. Arriba de Dirty. Hasta luego.